Thank you for tuning into the Art of Grace podcast, where God is creating a better you. I'm your host, Barra. Today's special guest is Zipporah Redding Christian. Listen in as we talk about the power of reconfiguring. Hey, everybody. You've been waiting for me. How are you doing? Listen, I have not had enough of any pinks, so you know that some of you all saw us over the weekend at the Women of Orlando event, and it was that gorgeous fuchsia color. And all the ladies walking in that room with that fuchsia, it was so beautiful. Are you ready for tonight? I am so ready for tonight. Did you have a good time last night with Dr. Katia Kayo? It was amazing. Well, let me just tell you something about tonight. It's going to be even greater. I have my good friend jumping on with me, Zipporah Redding, and it's going to be so good. You all have been sticking with us through the season of the power of and it has been blessing us tremendously. Let me just say something to you. Even tonight, Zipporah is sitting on here watching right now, and just in our prayer time and us getting together to talk before jumping on, God showed up. And I'm so grateful for her for speaking into my life even before the episode started today and the live started. So this will be posted on TikTok, of course, Facebook, all the good platforms, Apple, YouTube, Spotify, all that good stuff. Last night, did you all have a good time with Dr. Kayo? Was it not amazing? She shared some really good tips and tricks and some love, and I just hope that you all were super blessed from it. If you want to go back and watch these episodes, you can watch them on YouTube. The links have been shared on this platform. You can check it out on TikTok. If you're riding in your car, you will listen to it on the radio, on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, listen to it there as well. I will make sure to mention the women again. This series is coming to a close. This is the last 5 women who will be jumping on with me. We have Zipporah tonight. We have Dr. Harriet Roberson who'll be jumping on. We have Ingrid. We have Letitia Howard. So we have a few more ladies, and we're going to be jumping into our next series. So look out for that. We have some good stuff to talk about. Listen, if you want some good summer listening and some good summer things to listen to on faith to build you up, let me tell you, do not miss these episodes. Hey, Jackie, how you doing? Hey, I'm going to pull Zipporah in with me because she is ready. Did you all see what our topic is going to be on tonight? Did you see? How many of us are looking for change? I think that I put that question into the message before I put it up. So let's bring Zipporah on here. If I just sent her a request, she should be linking in with us in a second. Okay, there she go. Yes.
Hi, good evening.
Hey, I'm okay. So I'm waiting to see your beautiful face. Hi, Jackie. Jackie, you know what? I was in New York a couple of months ago, and I went to our old block. And I thought about you and your family and all of our friends and how we used to hang outside late in the evening time. That's one of my old neighbors in Brooklyn, New York. Giving a shout out to Brooklyn. So it looks like it's letting Zipporah in right now. It says she's joining. There she go. There goes my girl.
Good evening.
Hey. You know what? I don't have a box of tissues with me right now, Zipporah, but you have blessed me tremendously tonight already.
Aw.
Tremendously. It always happens. You're not even in my house. The last time you came, you tore up my house. In a good way. Like your spirit, your presence, your love, your push. I mean, okay, we can't forget to talk about this. This lady right here, who you all are looking at right now, was the one who got me into this right here.
I remember our conversation. Yes.
Yep. It wasn't only a conversation. It was empowering. It was inspirational. It was a push, and it was like, you can do it. What's the problem? Like you hadn't, we feel defeated before we even start, right? We don't even start. And you were like, Pharaoh, all you got to do is just do this. Okay, what's the problem?
You can I said, you already have it. You just got to get focused and put some time in and do that. Very quickly,
Yes.
am I supposed to be able to see your screen?
No, because I think last night when I was recording with Dr. Kaya, she couldn't see who was on here. So that's why I'm calling. Now you can see people who are on your side. So you will see people pop up that's probably friends of both of ours. So the
Okay,
people that I'm
no worries.
shouting
I
out,
can't see you at all. That's why I
oh,
wanted to make sure. Was I supposed to be able to see you
you should
or
be. You know what? I don't know why you're not able to, because I can see you. I see you very, very well.
good?
Yeah. I'm
Should I
sorry.
come out and then go back in
You want
or
to try that? Yeah. Well, let me see something. Hold on. Let me see.
okay.
Da, 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 da. Let me see. So you can't see. So I couldn't see you a minute ago, but then I was able to see you. I can see you now clearly. So I'm not sure. Okay, let's see if Sephora can get back in and she can see me. Listen, every time I see Jackie on here, I never mention this, but Jackie actually introduced me to softball. A lot of people don't know that I was a bat catcher, and if it wasn't for Jackie and her sisters got me playing softball one summer, that they needed some players and got me out in the neighborhood. And man, how much fun! I played softball through high school. I played even some outside of high school. Can you see me now, girly?
Much well, it
Let's see.
I'm trying to make sure my lighting is good.
Okay. So yeah,
See.
Jackie, I wanted to give you that shout out, honey. And then I see my other friend, Jackie Clark. Hey, Face 10 Diva. I was laughing at you today, Jackie. We talked about my camera because you know I love taking some pictures. So I can't wait to get some pictures with you, beautiful divas. Face 10 Divas is a group of friends of us. We have been getting together for over 2 years, and we play a card game called Face 10. For people who don't know what Face 10 is, it's very
I
similar to.
just learned how to play it over the weekend with my no, just last week with my uncle and my cousins.
Isn't it
And
fun?
it is so fun. I had such a great time with it. So now I can play.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna do a Phase 10 night. My Phase 10 ladies, we call ourselves the Phase 10 Zivas, and we meet once a month. We rotate houses and we have dinner together. We have a blast. We cut up, and they just celebrated my birthday, surprised me with a beautiful cake and all these gifts. I actually posted it the other day on my page. Daniela Noel, it was at your house, and we had a great time. And yeah, so listen, support. We're gonna have our other Phase 10 group now. So yes, a lot of fun. Hey Phyllis, how you doing, Mama? How you doing?
Trying to,
How y'all doing in Virginia? I see all the ladies jumping on. So
yes.
some of you might know Sephora. I was just sharing just a moment ago how she's already blessed me tonight. She blessed me to jump onto our #1 Amazon bestseller, this Successful Women's Devotional. She was here with me some months ago recording a podcast episode from the Art of Grace podcast called The Art of Being Intentional, and it was powerful. One of my most watched episodes. People love that episode. Um, Sephora was actually one of my book coaches. So you are a jack of all trades. You
And a master of song.
listen, listen. I was reading over your bio. I'm like, I mean, I knew your bio before when I had you on my podcast, but you're doing a whole lot. I was actually thinking about you last week because one of our ladies, Consuelo Weber, who's in an anthology, she
Yes.
wants to go into pharmacy. And so I said, you don't know how many ladies around us are in pharmacy. We got to get you connected.
Yes.
So she wants to go to pharmacy school. So please connect with her.
I
But for,
will.
but for those who don't know my girl Sephora, she is actually a registered and certified pharmacy technician, a certified allied health educator and executive coach specializing in professional development consulting. Over 15 years of experience in the healthcare industry. And you've now added to your roster a book coach. So what are you going to do with that?
I am encouraging people to write their
Yeah.
stories. I've already started, and I want to say you're my second one, and
Okay.
you're already starting. So
Yes.
I'm proud of
Yes.
you.
And I'm actually going to be working on my book now. I actually
Yes.
God had given me the name of the book, and then a really good friend of mine, oh my gosh, she prophesied over me that I would have it would be 3 books. And so the very day that she said that, God gave me the other 2 titles. So I am going to start working on my own book. And so, but thank you for that push. I wanted to share a little bit more about Sephora. She's actually also an educator. Okay, so she teaches the young kids. So in addition to being an educator, Sephora is she is a sought after professional development coach and motivational speaker. She is passionate about empowering women to enhance their professional skills and reach their full potential. Zipporah combines her expertise in pharmacy, communication, and leadership to inspire others, guiding them towards personal and professional growth. Through her work, she continues to significantly impact countless women's lives and careers. And you have definitely impacted my life. And I'm so thankful that you are in my life. I can't wait for the next project we're going to work on.
And it's going to happen very soon.
Yes. For those of you who are watching, Zipporah is also an amazing host. If you are having an event, hit her up. She's doing multiple things, but she's a phenomenal coach. You are so good with like icebreakers. We have so much fun. You're exceptional with that.
I love bringing people together and provoking thoughts. And so when I get a chance to do an icebreaker, it really provides community.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy doing that. So thank you.
So good. And one thing I love about you is you're all about family. You and your sister came over here and hung out, but your mom, your sister, you are all about family.
Yes,
And
it's the foundation. It's the foundation of me. I would not be anywhere without my foundation of family. Me and my sister have a very close relationship. So I'm the baby sister, and she is literally the wind beneath my wings. So I'm so blessed and grateful to have a sister like mine. And she calls me out when I need to be checked. I'm checked.
Listen.
And that's what prepares me to be better. So
yes.
I'm all about improvement. So I'm appreciative.
Because in the time of, people having sisters, real life sisters, sometimes those relationships are not that great.
Mm-hmm.
But when you and your sister were here at my house, the kindness and the love and the balance that I saw with you both, and to also see her, like she was sitting in the chair interviewing with me, like she was so excited to see what you were doing. She's so excited to see you growing. She's pushing you. Like she's not the big sister that has to be ahead of you.
What I love about Sheba is her ability to see the bigger picture. Yeah. Sometimes I see what's right in front of me and she can see the entire picture. And so having someone on my team and a support system like that, the things that I can't see, she can see beyond what I see. And so I really am able to navigate based on her skill set and what she's good at, and it helps me be better. Yeah. So it works.
It does. Well, tonight, everybody, we're going to be talking about the power of reconfiguring, right? So you all know you've been listening to this whole season and this series that we've been doing on the season of the power of re. So we talked about reliving, rebuilding, all of these re's that are a big part of our life. And so Zipporah is going to be touching on reconfiguring. And, when I heard that word, I said, that's a big word. That's a meaty word. And it wasn't until right before I jumped on her tonight that I was putting some notes together that I was like, oh my God, I'm literally walking in this right now. And it takes so much to be open to be reconfigured. And so I want her to touch on that tonight because I can't wait to hear what she's going to say. Anytime that, I do these interviews and teachings and things together, I'm learning right along with you all. And I mean, I'm a big fan of hers. So I may not say much tonight. I may be just listening to her because I went back and listened to our podcast episode together multiple times.
It was such a phenomenal experience to do that podcast, the art of intention, and it has really been a great segue to some of the phenomenal things that has happened afterwards, such as our book launching and us becoming #1 bestsellers, in multiple divisions. So it's up. It's up and onward. Yes. Upward and onward.
And just to touch a little bit, Zipporah also, she's a pharmacy tech, but she also educates children to be in that field, right? So, how is that going?
It's going great. We are in the summer, so they get a break and I get a break too, but I'm utilizing what I like to call it, maximizing my minutes, and I'm doing more preparation of some of the things that you guys will see later on in the year, and even some current things right now, such as this, another speaking opportunity. So I'm really excited about the summer so that I could continue to plant seeds that can grow.
Yes, I love it. So reconfiguring, this is what I just typed up. And, first of all, I'm going to go backwards because at the very end of this, I was reading up on Esther and how much God reconfigured things in her life. And I said, reconfiguring is a divine rearrangement, honestly. It's that Esther effect. It's that she was walking in something, could not see. I think that sometimes we don't even realize that God is trying to reconfigure things in our life until we get to a place of either we're under intense pressure, we can be under extreme stress. Sometimes it's just oblivious. We're having a very quiet season, but yet he's still, reconfiguring. He's always doing that anyway. But we have to be ever learning. And so I know that I'm in a place of reconfiguring right now.
And I think a lot of women and men can relate to reconfiguring. I looked up the word reconfiguring, and I want to go verbatim based on the definition. Reconfiguring is the process of rearranging, restructuring, or adapting something to function more effectively or align with a new purpose, priority, or condition. And that's the season a lot of us are in right now.
Yeah.
We are rearranging things. We are taking a look at what's not working and figuring out how to make our systems better.
Yes.
When I think of reconfiguring, I want to make sure people understand there's a difference between restarting and reconfiguring.
Yeah.
When you restart something, you are starting from scratch.
Yes.
You are trying to put pieces together, and it's an uphill battle when you are restarting something.
Yes.
But when you refigure, because I'm an analogy person, when you refigure, you already have materials. You're just trying to put it in an alignment where it's going to work better. Let's say, for example, you're a person who is always late. It's not that you don't like your job. It's not that you don't like, doing what you do, but you are always late.
Yeah.
So a person may have to reconfigure, okay, what do I need to adjust? Because refiguring is about adjusting.
Yeah.
What do I need to adjust so that I can be on time? Case in point, if you're a person, every time you go to the movies and you always miss the previews, you always miss the previews, you never know what happens the first 5 minutes of the movie, you may have a time management issue that needs to be worked on.
I could not stand people who's walking past me when the movie's already started. Like, please sit down.
Like you didn't get the popcorn. Like you didn't get what let's.
Oh my God.
So and I'm not picking on anybody. I have been that person who, no lie, I have been the person who I would have to make up what the first 5 minutes was, and it would not be until the movie came out that I'm like, so that's what happened. Okay, because I completely said it. Something else happened, but I had to. I'm only talking from experience. I had to reconfigure the way I did things. And so if you are in the season of reconfiguring, you're not restarting, you're not starting from scratch, you're using what you already have, and you're making it a better process. It's like if you're at work and you're overwhelmed by the tasks are always that. Like, for example, I'm an educator. I'm always going to have to grade something. Somebody's grade is all, like, it goes without saying. But I've had to come up with systems over time. How can I manage this more effectively? How can I deal with this in a better way where I'm not feeling like I got to A, take work home, and B, feel overstressed and feel like I can't do other things outside of grading. So as an educator, I'm not stressing about grading. The grades are taken care of. Because I've reconfigured. Okay, let me see what works. So that's what I want to start off with sharing. You're not restarting, you're realigning, repositioning. It's kind of like when you go to sleep, you don't wake up 9 times out of 10 in the same position that you fell asleep in. So you're going to adjust accordingly, until you feel, okay, that's the spot. I feel like I can rest real easy in this one right here, And so in life, we have to get into a sweet spot of balance, of maturity. And I say maturity because sometimes, and admit to me in the comments, if you feel like this, sometimes we don't feel like it, right? Adulting can be a challenge. So I think when it comes to reconfiguring, we got to use some adjusting. We have to use some maturity because see beyond the moment.
Yeah.
And when you see beyond the moment, you're able to make a different decision and a different choice. And it really boils down to, what is it that you want to accomplish?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you say you want growth, you say you want to do better and have more, then our actions and our habits are going to have to align with that.
Yeah.
If not, we're going to continue getting the, we're going to continue getting, we're going to continue to get the same things that we already have.
Yeah, yeah. And I love how, you said that we already have those things. So it's like, oh, I moved it over here and it looks new over there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the bed looks better over there. This dresser looks better over there. This pot looks better over there because we decided to make that change. And so many of us are stuck. When I say stuck, we don't want to change
Mm-hmm.
because I'm right. I've
Gotten
always been
comfortable.
doing this. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. That's what it is.
But you know what I've learned in life thus far? Your breakthrough is not going to come in your comfort zone.
Yes. Oh my God.
Anyone who has ever been successful at something, anyone who has ever pivoted in some way, shape, or form in their life has not gotten it in their comfort zone. You're going to have to come out. And that may be scary to some, right? You're like, it's a new environment, it's a new experience. What if I fail? What if you don't?
Yeah.
And I really think the very first thing when it comes to reconfiguring is mindset.
Mm-hmm.
If you are at the place where you're like, something got to give, and I think we've all said that. Let me know in the chat if you've ever said that, either to yourself or out loud, like something got to give, and it can't be me. Like something got to change.
Yeah.
And I think 9 times out of 10, we all have come to that crossroad of, okay, I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to see the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to drink water and mind my business. But something keeps happening. And when you get to that crossroad, you have to reconfigure. Mm-hmm. And that is where you have to sometimes adjust. Someone says I'm saying that now, okay? And then when that happens, you really have to adjust a mindset. Mm-hmm. So if you are looking at a situation and you are speaking on it and you're saying that's not gonna work. Mm-hmm. Well, what a man thinketh in his mind, heart, and soul, so is he. So we're going to stop that negative self-talk. Yeah. And so it starts in the mind. So if you're reconfiguring, okay, I got to change my mindset. I have to reposition how I see it. Yeah. You know how they say the glass is not half empty, it's just half full? Yeah. You're going to have to start seeing things like that across the board. Yeah. I like calling it shift and apply. Somebody put shift and apply in the chat for me. So shift and apply, because how you do one thing can be how you do everything. Yeah. So you can't be, I'm positive, about my faith, and then you negative 5 seconds from now about, feeling overwhelmed in a circumstance. Like, no, it has to be shift and apply. You know what? And I'm not saying dismiss your feelings. Yeah. I think there is this notion where people feel like, so you just want me to fake it? No. Not fake it. Address it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this seems like it could be a challenge. That's not being negative. That's really being honest with yourself. This looks like it could be a challenge. And then you put in that positivity, but I can handle it. Yeah. This looks like a because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So I can do it. What about when we're just stubborn? That's where maturity comes into play. Because we all have that same, I call it the little child syndrome. Yeah. Where it's like, I don't feel like doing it, but I don't want to do it. And it's like we're having adult tantrums because we're kicking and screaming about not wanting to do something. But here is what I'm going to challenge the question. Is, do you think it's worth changing, or do you want to continue to be stuck? Because, and that was the question I was going to ask you, was that because there's a result of that, right? There's a result of us being stubborn. There's a result of not. Both of them. Yeah. Absolutely. There is what is called cause and effect. Yes. If you continue, what you need to ask yourself a question, because this is where the inner work comes in at. I'm very big on inner work. And this is not where people see it. You're not posting about it. This is real life, right?
Yes.
If you do nothing, ask yourself and write down your answer. If I do nothing right now, if I do nothing at all, what will I know for sure what will continue to happen?
Yes.
So it's like a person who sits in stubbornness and they don't want to move and they don't want to do better. Let's take someone who doesn't want to get a job, for example, right? I'm going to use that as an analogy. Person doesn't want to get a job. Yeah, I see people hiring, but they don't want to apply. They don't want to get their resume. They don't want to take interview tips. They don't want to ask Chat GPT some resources. They don't want to do they don't want to do nothing.
Yeah.
They don't want to do nothing. Real. I'm sure this is somebody right now. They want to do nothing at all.
Yes.
Okay. So if you want to do nothing, what can you guarantee that's going to continue? You're not going to get an increase of money. You're not going to expand your network, because we all know when you work at a place, you expand your network and the people that you know. You expand experience, so you're not going to get a new experience. These are the things that this is the cost of not getting a job. Okay. And not doing the necessary steps that it takes to get said job. Those are your options. That's door number A. Door number B, if you change, well, if I update my resume, if I reach out to some people, see who's hiring, maybe a friend of mine might know someone who's hiring or could put in a good word for me. What if you use AI as a resource to look over your resume and tell you what you could change, right? We're not talking about lying. We're just seeing where we can improve. What if you apply for the job? What if you go to the interview? What if you do good at the interview? What if you get the job? What could change then? You could get some money. You could gain some experience, gain some networking. Your network expands. Oh, maybe within 3 months there's some growth at the job, so that's an increase in pay. You see how there. And if you're stubborn, how long do you want to sit there? Because it's going to cost you. It might cost you a little.
And everybody wants to eat.
Well, I read the word. The word says, if you don't work, you don't eat.
That's right.
So I don't mind working. I don't mind working, and you know how people say, FIO, figure it out. Sometimes you're gonna have to learn how to figure it out, and sometimes the best way to figure it out is you think on your feet, and not being afraid to try. I was taught you're not a failure unless you fail to try. Trying is not giving up. Trying is not sitting in a defeat state of mind saying it's not going to work. If you try, you're learning something, believe it or not. So it's not failure at all. You have to change how you look at it.
That's so good, because I think that what happens is that we get to the point we're such perfectionists that when we don't even start because we want it to be perfect before we even get there, not knowing that we have to build. We have to build. Speaking about Esther, let's talk about Esther a little bit, because she was in a place where she had to take guidance from, was it her uncle Mordecai? She had
Mordecai,
to take guidance, and it was like, if you don't even try this, like, I need you to try this. And I mean, just imagine where she was, an orphan who had to reconfigure, and little did she know that God has set before her a reconfiguration of her going from being an orphan to a queen. That is huge. She's not even growing a little bit into that space. She literally went from one extreme to another. Orphan, having nothing.
Exactly. And to dive into that a little bit more, she didn't just become a queen overnight. There was a preparation.
Right.
There was. So people think waiting means nothing is happening. No, while you wait, you prepare. So this might be someone's waiting season. You might feel like nothing's happening and nothing is going on. Continue to do the inner work.
Yeah.
Continue exploring different ways of how you can understand information,
Yeah.
how you can learn something, how you can grow. If you, it reminds me of a phrase, of a quote that I've heard years ago, and I don't know who says it, but it's a quote. If you always do what you have always done, you will always get what you have always got.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when you're waiting, waiting doesn't mean you be stagnant and nothing happens. There is no movement. You still need to move. You have to position, align, put your focus towards your goal, and literally prepare while you wait. So
it's finding your goal, right? Because sometimes
yes.
we don't even know what our goal is until we get into these rooms with other women, or in spaces where we're networking and something comes alive in us. There's this Elizabeth and Mary moment with that thing that's within us just comes alive. You know, this came to life through so many other women and yourself, but I couldn't have seen it if I didn't spend that time with you. You know, we got together that day, and we planned to record, and it turned into us just having life together, spending life together, and just sharing life together. And we have to do that. We have to know that we have to take those moments that God gives us, and not just say, okay, let me just hurry up and get this over with. What is God trying to say in the midst of that conversation?
Authentically, spiritually. But what I will say to that, Farrah, to your point of this being birthed out of something that you started last year, what I will say to that is, when you are doing something, the next something comes about. Like, so you know how they say shoot for the stars or shoot for the moon? That way, if you miss, at least you're amongst the stars. That's why you have to try. You know, you have to try. It's no harm in trying. So if you don't already know what your goal is, and sometimes that can be intimidating. Man, what's my goal? I don't like someone, and that's an honest thought. Someone may really be struggling and may not know what their goal is in life. Like people feel pressure when you ask them, so what's your purpose? And like, oh my gosh, what a heavy question. What is my purpose, in life? What am I supposed to be doing? I believe when you do what you enjoy, like there has to be something that you enjoy. And I'm gonna even go to the edge of the cliff and say, what if there's someone who says, I don't know what I like? Okay. Do you know what you don't like? Okay. Like I see, again, I am a glass is half full kind of person. I'm not discouraged when someone says, I don't even know what I like. Okay, do you know what you don't like? Because if you know what you don't like, then that's going to at least put you in the direction of what you do like. So if you are on your journey and trying to figure out purpose and trying to figure out, what your goal is or what your next step is, step in, you got to get still first. The word says, be still and know that I am God. You get still because there's a lot of noise. And sometimes noise can look like distraction. Noise can look like someone else telling you what you should be doing. Noise can look like self-doubt, where there's no one else in the room, but it's you telling yourself that you can't do something. So when you're still and you are doing the inner work, and when I say inner work, I'm talking about, I'm a pen and paper girl, so I'm going to use that as an example. I'm talking about pen and paper. Here is what I would like to have. Here is what I'm interested in. And you just write it and make it plain. The word says, without a vision, the people perish. So you have to have a vision. What does your vision of life look like? And it can be anything. I have an aunt right now. I love her so much. She is into planting. Like, plants is her thing. Everywhere she goes, she's getting a plant and she's enjoying life. And for her, that's enough. And I think that's great. For me, My thing might be I can't wait till the next new book come out. You
Yeah.
know, and I love autobiographies because I like learning. I like reading other people's stories and seeing what their journey in life is. Um, just using that as an example. Or I love nature.
Hmm.
You know, going to the park. I love looking at birds. I'm a bird watcher. I
Yeah.
just like I wonder where the bird is going. Like the other day, I was on the way to work and I literally saw a bird with a fish in its mouth. I'm like, oh, she's taking the fish to her babies. Like I just know this. Like, and I just give myself a story. I know that's what she's doing. That looks like a mother. A mother went
Oh
to go
my
give her baby some
God.
food, and I just was so inspired. I'm inspired by the smallest things,
Yeah.
but that's me.
Yeah.
Find out what makes you
Yeah.
excited. What makes what makes you happy, and while you're doing those interests and doing that inner work is and you're being still,
Mhm.
it's gonna come to you. Like
Yeah.
the voice of the Lord is going to talk to you because there is nothing else distracting
I
you.
get so much when I travel, like when I'm just like getting on a plane or I'm just driving. I love
Yes.
driving. Some people don't love driving. I love getting in the car and driving
Driving.
5 hours, 6 hours, and just putting on
Yes.
some music or just
A
sometimes
good
putting
road
on
trip.
nothing.
Like and just start thinking.
Yeah, and I've gotten so much out of just that. I hear so much from him in those moments, and I think that there's sometimes it's just so much, and we just can't quiet ourselves down.
Hmm.
And there's so much more that we can get, and even knowing where to start. If he wants us to reconfigure, right?
Yes.
Are we behind? Are we ahead? Are we not even starting where he wants us to start at because we can't hear anything because
Hmm.
life is
Hmm.
so loud.
And that's
And I love how you
when
said
we have
just
to get quiet.
just writing things down. I used to love doing a lot of reading, a lot of writing, and I don't do as much as I used to because
Hmm.
I'm just between work and all of those different things. And so I'm in a place now where it's so my heart is so open to reconfiguring. Like the past couple of days, I have my faith has been so strong with that
Hmm.
I'm like I'm ready to be the one to control that. But get before we got on the call tonight, you was like, wait, hold on, Farrah, hold on. Maybe
Hmm.
maybe you're moving a little bit too fast. You don't do it. Allow him to do it.
Absolutely. His timing.
His timing. His timing.
Hmm.
You know.
And when we reconfigure, believe it or not, I think it helps boost our confidence
Yes.
because when you're reconfiguring, again, you're not restarting. Restarting is like you're starting from scratch. There's nothing on the ground, and you are at it again. Like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh. But when you are reconfiguring, I already have the tools.
Yes.
I already know what I have, and now I just need to position this better.
Yeah.
I need to make this work for me. And so there's something right now. There's something right now. Someone is going through something right now that they're feeling like, okay, I don't know where to go from here. And you're feeling like you need to, something has to happen, right? Something
Yeah.
got to move.
Yeah.
And it can't
Yeah.
be you,
Yeah.
right? Because we can't lose ourselves, you know, regardless of the circumstance. The mountain is not higher than
Yeah.
us, like of what your ability is.
Mm-hmm.
It may look like it,
Yeah.
but any mountain that you come towards, you can
Yeah.
climb. Any speed cushion that you see, you can cross over. And so it's
Yeah.
mindset. And so since the word of today is reconfiguring, when you see an obstacle, you look at I want you to go into your resource bag. We all have one.
Yeah.
Inside your resource bag is going to be the tools that you already have within. You have the ability to think outside the box. You have the ability to think under pressure. Some of us work very well
Yeah.
under pressure. I am one of them. I try
Yeah.
not to do that, but sometimes I catch myself in a pickle and something starts
Yeah.
happening. The
And I was gonna
sparks
say that I think
start going.
sometimes that's when we do make changes. It's like it has to take for some people it has to have pressure for change to happen, right? And we knew
Yes.
that Jesus had to go to the cross. He knew he did.
Hmm.
He knew it. We knew it from the beginning of time. But even in that moment when he was in the garden, it was extreme pressure. It was extreme pressure, right? That came, but it had to. He said he even asked his father if you can take this from me, but he had to go through that pressure point. And so a lot of us are in that place of reconfiguring. It's funny because I'm in a place of pressure, and and it's not even. I don't even want this pressure. Like it's stupid,
Yeah.
right? It's dumb. It's like, but maybe that's a part of my push, but I also have to be patient as well in that.
It's like it's almost like a happy balance that you have to learn how to work. It's kind of like when we're driving, right? When we pull out of our driveways, we do not immediately press on the gas, right?
Yeah.
We actually take our foot off of the brake. Our foot is never on the gas as soon as we get ready to reverse.
Yeah.
Our foot stays on the brake because we have to build up. Got to build up the acceleration. So in life sometimes we have to adjust it just like that. Okay, right now I'm gonna go a little slow, then I'm gonna rev on up. I'm gonna go a little fast. Sometimes I gotta break my speed a little bit. And life is the same way. So it's not that we're moving. It's not that you need to move too fast or move too slow. You just need to gauge it accordingly.
Yeah.
Gauge it accordingly. Don't be in a rush for anything. The word says, don't rush for, be anxious for nothing.
Yes.
And so as we are working through, and I say myself as well, as we work through reconfiguring our lives, regardless of what stage we're at, we have to adjust accordingly.
Yeah.
And so when we adjust, the operative word here is there is movement. We don't want to be at a standstill.
Yeah.
If you're on the highway, the goal is to keep driving.
We ain't driving. We're not driving behind no slow drivers. We sick of y'all.
We're not driving behind a slow driver. And I always say, you have to get into your own lane. And when I say that, I'm referring to your lane of life, and everyone knows what their lane is. Somebody's lane next to you it might look like they're going fast. Wow, she has a book. Wow, she's on TV. Man, he got his own t-shirt company. Man, he got a commercial. Man, he just doing all the things. That's not your lane yet. Like, stay in your lane. Maybe you're at the growth stage where you're putting your idea on paper. And you are now beginning to execute whatever that is. You need to stay in your lane.
You know what? We're talking about Esther, right? Hey, Gail, we have some amazing ladies online. I see Sheba's been watching us. Hey, Sheba. Thank you for
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Well. Mordecai was under pressure, and he was putting pressure on Esther. He was putting pressure on her. He was even telling her, if you don't know, because you can die too, for such a time as this. You know what she did, ladies? She slowed down and got the ladies around her to fast and pray. Now, he was trying to get her to go in and get this done, snip, snap. But the Bible doesn't say that she did that. It said that she went back. It was stressful. But she said, you know what? I'm hearing what he's saying. How many of us run ahead and let that pressure get on us to where we're going and we're blurting things out and we've got to make it happen today? She said, no, you know what? Let us pray. And let me get my girls with me too. And it didn't say they was believers. It said that she asked them fast and pray. And they did. Getting her ready in that next part of that reconfiguring, right? Because, it did say she went from being an orphan to being brought into a harem. It didn't say that she was just thrown in to be a queen. That is so true. Because we have to build up to being a queen now.
And there's a process.
Yeah.
And the question is, just like Esther was willing to do the process and was willing to have a sisterhood and community of people who wanted to achieve the goal that she had as well. And so as we're on our journey and we are adjusting, I'm using other words outside of reconfiguring because this is what we're doing. We're adjusting, we're positioning. There has to be a willingness, because even in the word, the Lord says, choose ye this day. So nobody's gonna force you to be a queen or to be a king or to live your life to the best of your abilities. Nobody's forcing you to do that. There has to be an inner willingness, determination, an encouragement. What happens when everyone around you don't see what you see, or they don't see the vision? That's okay. You still got to keep at it. We're talking about Esther, but Noah talked about a flood for years. And nobody moved. Nobody moved. But Noah kept preparing the boat. because Noah
Yeah.
listened and was willing to do what was needed to be done, so that when the time came, him and his family could be ready
Yeah.
for whatever.
Yeah.
And so it may not look like nothing right now, but what are you doing in the season of when it's quiet? What
Yes.
what's happening now? And
Mhm.
I hold myself accountable. This is the season of accountability.
Yeah.
It can't be, well, nobody taught me. I think I've heard that in my lifetime. Nobody taught me.
I didn't get trained on
I
that.
didn't get that. Well, oh, my favorite, that I must be nice.
But
Have you heard that,
you know what I
Zipporah?
love? I
Must
love
be
this.
nice. Everybody didn't have,
Yeah.
and it's like, that sounds like blaming, and we're not gonna see, again, changing our
Yeah.
mindset. I'm not gonna be upset because somebody else
Yeah.
had it in a different way.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna have to learn how to get it a different way,
Yeah.
legally,
Yeah.
with some integrity, hopefully.
Yeah.
So don't let that be the don't let that be the mountain that you climb
Yeah.
on. I didn't get it from mama. Daddy didn't. I didn't have a daddy to give it to me.
Oh my
Everybody else had.
God.
Everybody else. Grandma gave it to everybody else, and then grandma didn't give it to me. Okay, that might be your story,
Yeah.
but we can't sit on that hill.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do about
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. I think that as we're talking about Esther, and you talked about the willingness,
Yes,
the community, you talked about her listening, that all that did
absolutely.
was grow her favor
Hmm.
and her grace, to where when that time came, that that getting ready, that being willing, that being in the process, that listen, that bucket of favor and that grace was so full.
Hmm. Hmm.
She has so much favor. She has so much confidence that got built in there. I mean,
Oh
because
yeah.
she didn't stop at just being a queen. You guys got to read on. She was a
Hmm.
general. She was a part of a
Yes.
war. You know what I
She
mean? We got to look at that.
she was making
She was
decisions.
making big decisions that the king allowed her to make,
Hmm.
but she had gained so much favor based off of her response. Right? Her
Yes.
response was the prayer. Her response was the fasting. Her response was, okay, I'm gonna do it, but let me seek God first. And man, I love how when we just settle our spirit and we do what He
Mhm.
wants us to do, and before the real reconfiguration comes, that He gives us that favor and that grace to get us through it, and that
Absolutely.
confidence. That orphan going to be a queen has to now get confidence and set aside fear before she can go to the king, and then she moves on and she grows and and favor is with her, grace is with her.
Absolutely. And the favor and the grace that followed her
Yeah.
was always there in
Yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah.
You see, sometimes when people see a label,
Yeah.
they stop at that. So she originally started as an
Yeah.
orphan, but she continued to develop.
Yes.
And so when a person continues to develop, they improve. Sometimes people even like to remind people, well, you weren't always, like, imagine someone telling her you weren't always a queen.
Yeah.
How many times do people do that to us? You weren't
Yeah.
always right here.
Yeah.
They want to remind you of where you came from. I'm quite aware of where my upbringing
Yeah.
is. I'm quite aware
Yeah.
of where I started, but that's not where you
Yes.
end. And so there is this growth that Esther has, and the word that comes to mind to me at this moment that I want everyone put in the chat for me, respond. How did Esther respond? Her
Mm.
response was everything. Each
Yes.
time she received wisdom, each
Yeah.
time she received um the word, the vision, the okay, this is the direction you should take.
Yeah.
She listened to the wisdom from Mordecai. Her response,
Yeah.
put respond in the chat.
You know,
What is your
I love
response
what
going to
Gail
be?
said. Integrity is
Yes,
huge, and for such a time as this, I love that. Yeah.
absolutely. So how are you going to respond when life gives you a situation? Are you going to stand still and not move and get stuck? Or is there going to be movement on your part? Are you going to reposition? Are you going to reconfigure?
Yeah.
Are you going to position your tools? You have a toolbox.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
coming when we wake up every single day. We don't wake up with a blank. I mean, we don't wake up with a blank canvas in our mind. There's
Mm-hmm.
something we know. There's our experience has prepared us for moments like this.
Yes.
You know, when you're growing up, and they tell you you have to learn how to share with people. They don't tell you the reasoning
Yeah.
why you need to learn how to share with people, but they tell you got to learn how to share.
Yeah.
But when you fast forward, all of those things, I'm using that as the analogy for experience, all of the things you've experienced, the setbacks, the heartaches, oh, the disappointments,
Mm-hmm.
all of those things have prepared you for the moment you arrive
Yeah.
to. And how is your response going to be when life gives you something else?
Yeah.
It can't
Yeah.
be, is that going to be the thing that takes you over the edge? You got to have, hopefully you're building your mindset to be able to withstand any great thing.
Yeah.
There's no battle bigger than my God. There's no battle that I feel like I cannot overcome. There's no mountain higher that I don't feel like I can climb. And if I can't climb it, Lord is gonna bless me to go around it. Like, it's just how you see it,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, how are you going to
Mm-hmm.
respond when someone, if it's early in the morning, you haven't yet had your coffee, and someone is mean to you? How are you going to respond?
Oh my Lord.
Sometimes, and that's the text right there. Sometimes you have to say, you know what? Just wanted to say good morning,
Yeah.
and you just move along. You have to learn how to respond when someone gives you good wisdom, and we've
Yeah.
had that. We've had good people in our lives give us good wisdom. I'm
Good
not talking
wisdom.
about their opinion. I'm not talking about what they, shoulda, coulda, woulda. No,
Yeah.
no, no, no. I'm talking about good wisdom.
Yes.
How are we responding? Are we listening to it?
Mhm.
Are we
Yeah.
following it? Are we willing to do it? There's a willingness in configuring
Yeah.
and reconfiguring, because no one's forcing you to do anything.
I tell you something, those who are watching and listening today, I was having a stubborn moment today. I was having a apostolic moment today. I was having all kinds of moments today. And in talking to my sister Zipporah before we jumped on, boy, did I get humbled very, very quickly. And that's a part of us that we have to be open. We have to be open. We have to be open. I mean, there's so many people who don't want anybody to speak anything into their life. That you don't tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing. Don't say anything to me. Come on, ladies. We've got to be open. I have been so blessed by just taking a moment and listen to my sisters, or to, and I get up in the morning and I sit in my closet. That's where I get ready, and I listen to something inspirational every morning. And I don't necessarily go to my phone to find a particular preacher or pastor. When I open my phone up, whatever the Lord has there, it's for me. It's for me. I embrace it, because when you step out that door, like Zipporah said, when you take your foot off of that gas, you don't just accelerate, you have it on that brake, because when you walk out that door, we don't know if we're coming back. We don't know what it's going to be. All I know is that when I walk out this door, I want to be the best me for somebody that I'm going to encounter today. We work with the public. Me and Zipporah work with the public. She works with children. She's worked in pharmacy. I work in dental. And I want people to remember me in a good way. I don't want them to remember me being that person who didn't have their coffee, So, I try to be as fair as I possibly can
And we
and treat everybody the
know that
same.
there are going to be, and we know that there are going to be human moments,
Oh,
right? Because
yes.
we all don't. I don't want anyone to feel as if, so you, as I've had people tell me that too. So you just perfect. I mean, I'm not.
No.
Uh, uh no.
Yeah.
But if I can be honest, I really do strive. Like, some people are fine with just being who they are, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not here to change no
Yeah.
one in that regard. But I do want us to have some open and honest conversation. Are you willing to want to improve?
Yeah.
I'm open to improvement.
Yes.
And so because of that, I'm receptive.
Yeah.
Farrah, you were receptive today. You said something, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm not even gonna." I said, as your friend, I'm not even gonna receive that, Farrah.
Yes.
That's not even gonna process. That's not gonna register in my brain.
Yes.
I don't think that's the way to look at that.
Uh-huh.
And you did not commute. Your response to me wasn't, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't even work with me.
Yeah.
You immediately said, "Girl, thank you," because I was feeling away, and I was like,
Yeah.
I rebuke that spirit. That's not how we feel, Pharaoh. We're not going to
Yeah.
say that.
Yes.
And I too have been that person on the other
Yeah.
end where I'm saying, you know what, I don't know. And my sister has been, no, I need you not to think like that. I need you to,
Yeah.
because you're going to have somebody when you're feeling, or you're not spiraling, but when you're feeling like that,
Yeah.
and sometimes people do spiral too,
Yeah.
you're going to have to, hopefully you have a good soundboard who can zap that out.
Yes.
Like, hold on, wait, that's not it. That's not the thought.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
not,
because
that's not what they
we're trying
have.
to protect our feelings. Like we're like, we're not saying where's God in this, but so then we're trying to protect ourselves. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we just have to let that go, because when we try to protect ourselves, that's when all the emotion is in it. All the emotion is in it. I love how Esther had emotional integrity, and she knew how to get herself in a space of, let me pray. Because
Yes.
if I don't do this right now, oh boy, it's not going to be good, Because I mean, she could have went. So it could have. You said earlier the response, right? When it's time to reconfigure, which way are you going to go? Are you going to go this way, or are you going to go this way?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She could have said, you know what, Mordecai, go kick some bricks because I'm a queen.
Yeah.
I'll hear you right now. Or she, she believed that, you know what, I am a part of my destiny, the future of my people. Because it's not about us, ladies. When it's time for us to reconfigure, it's about us, but it's really about those who are going to come behind us and those who we're going to empower. We're not doing this for us only. When you get that, it's like, as I sat here today, whatever happened to me today, it was a teachable moment for myself and for me to teach somebody else later on. And it was a teachable moment for the people that I spoke to today, because at the very moment that we're doing this lesson, I thought about that moment and what the response was from those who I was speaking to. And they was like, you know what, Farah, you caused a shift and a change.
Mm-hmm.
You actually caused a conversation that we would not have had. And so I said, oh my God, you were using me, Lord, to teach them in that moment. And you had to be bold enough, right? Because so that's where we get, when it's time for us to reconfigure, we get that confidence, that godly confidence, that boldness, not the cocky boldness, right? The humility, that part of us. And we get that, and it brings change.
Mm-hmm.
It brings
It
change.
definitely does shift the atmosphere, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
And to your point, Farah, you even having that experience, you're talking about it now.
Yeah.
And so when we talk about reconfiguring, it literally is a bigger picture. And that's what we're trying to say, ladies and gentlemen. It's bigger than what you see it as right now.
Yeah.
One thing affects another
Yeah.
thing in this entire trajectory of life. 2 years ago, me and Farah were in the same room. Farah, I didn't even know you were in the room. This is how
Yeah.
how a shift in the atmosphere. 2 years ago, we were in the same room at the same event, same mutual friend. It would not be until maybe 6 or 7 months later, after seeing each other then for the first time, but then we kept seeing each other, and it's like, hey, there's something about you. Hey, it's something about you.
Yeah.
And then look where we are now.
Yeah.
And so when you step outside of your comfort zone, because we talked about that a little bit earlier today as well, when you step outside of your comfort zone and you experience things at a different level, sometimes you're going to have to adjust.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you are adjusting, have a willingness to grow.
Yeah.
When Esther became a queen, she still listened to wise
Yeah.
counsel. You should not be above wise
Yeah.
counsel. Like even the president. And I tell people this, and people are like, I'm good. But listen, presidents, prime ministers, whatever hierarchy that you can think of,
Yeah.
they have advisors.
Yeah.
There is wise counsels that's happening. Why? Don't think that you should do everything that you're doing on your own. Hopefully you have a team, a support system that you can bounce some ideas off of, have some good studies with,
Yes.
so that you can grow in a higher direction. But wise counsel,
Yes.
listening to wise
So
counsel.
good.
It's not going to do you any good to have the information
Yeah.
and you're not doing anything with it.
Yeah.
That's what makes it wisdom.
Yeah.
Wisdom is applied knowledge. That's
Mm-hmm.
really what it is.
Yeah.
And so, since we're talking about Esther, I just wanted to say that
I love that.
make sure you're taking in the wisdom that's being given.
I saw a lady who just jumped online here, and she is somebody who has given me some wisdom over the years. Her name is Janie Galloway. I wanted to let her know how much I love her. She was actually a coach, a dental coach, when I was a coach, for our whole dental office. She would come out and travel to us, and I love watching her online. And she just gave me a shout out just now. I love you, Janie. And she was
Very
a
nice.
big part of my journey in dental. And I want this lady who is on here right now. I saw you Saturday, Tabitha Newton. Tabitha, Tabitha, Tabitha. I'm gonna say your name multiple times. This lady is she's such a giver. My
Mm-hmm.
God, she is such a giver. And I pray that every seed that she has sown, that God will bring it right back to her, because she is such a sower, such a giver, such a woman of grace, a woman of class, and so humble. Thank you. She blessed me with this beautiful purse the other day. She was on vacation. I saw her at the event the Woo event on Sunday, and she blessed me with
Very
a
nice.
beautiful purse. Thank you so much, Tabitha. She's such a giver. And I just
I've
pray
had
that
the
God.
opportunity of meeting her at a couple of Dr. Harriet's events. So I
Yes.
do know of the beauty that you speak about. Hi,
Oh,
Miss Tabitha.
she is a beauty inside and out. I love, anytime I'm with her, I love sitting and talking to her, because it's just such a sweetness there and just such a love there. And she really is a giver. She's a sower. She's a sower. And so she will never lack. She will never lack any good thing, because she's a giver. So I just wanted to encourage her in that. And Janie, I saw you growing your business, and congratulations, you're a married lady. And Janie is just amazing. When people are with you on your journey in your career, and not only that, this is God that she's online right now, right? Because she's also been inspiring me. She knows that I love what I do in dental, but
Yes.
she knows that I have a passion and a purpose to do something else. So she's
Mm-hmm.
like, Farrah, when are you going to start? Because I think I text her every year, JD, I'm ready for a change. And for her to be on here tonight, as we're talking about reconfiguring, and I know that my time has been, she's been asking me every year, she'll send me a message. So Farrah, oh, you're still doing that? Okay. Okay.
I
Because
love when. Mm-hmm.
she sees what I'm doing, and she's like, okay, I thought you were doing that, because everybody knows that I'm passionate about what I'm doing, whether it's producing, podcasts, all the things that I do. And so, yes, the comfort is dental, right? The comfort is my career, but my passion is this. And so, time is coming, ladies. Time is coming for those who
You're
are watching.
doing it. I
Yeah,
want you to know you're doing it, Farrah. Sometimes,
yeah,
if I may just, speak to your spirit for a moment, sometimes we feel like, okay, it's coming. I'm gonna do it. You're in the capacity of doing it
yeah,
right now.
yeah,
So you're not just sitting on it. It's not just an idea.
yeah,
It's not a thought.
yeah,
You are actively working in your purpose.
yeah,
And so I commend you on that, for taking a step in that direction, because oftentimes when people have ideas of things, because they're thinking, okay, I need this in order to do
mm-hmm.
that. I need a little bit more. It's not ready yet. I need a little more time. And it's like, for
Yes,
you to start with what you have, you've already
yeah.
configured. You've already
With,
configured
with,
it.
with
And
with what he
so,
gave me, right? Because
mhm,
like you said, it's not restarting, it's what I
you're not
have.
restarting.
It's what I already have. And so
It's
yeah, these
already
these
have.
these are transferable skills in so many different ways.
Hmm.
Except, everything that I do, it's driven by God, it's by that grace. Um, I wanted to just share a few little tidbits before we close. I
Yeah.
love talking to you, Zipporah. We always have
Love
such a
talking
good time.
to you.
Um,
I appreciate this
We
opportunity
have
so
so many
much.
more series coming out, and me and Sephora already talked about the next time we're jumping online together. So we're not going to share. That's going to be like a little bit of a secret.
Stay
I cannot wait for us to work on the
tuned.
next book. When are we doing this next book project? Can we start having discussions about that? This
We sure can
devotional
start having some discussions.
is so amazing. Like, the stories in this devotional, if you all have not purchased it, please reach out to me. I do have a few copies left. I need to order another set because they're selling out so
Mm-hmm.
fast. But I was reading you ladies' stories, and it's like, it's just a little tidbit. I'm like, I want more. I want more from each of you ladies' lives. But he put all of us together in this devotional, and it's so beautiful. It's just such a great
It's
book.
life changing. I'm so happy to have this experience with you ladies.
Yes.
It definitely is a dream come true, and
Yes.
the favor that's upon it, and the continuous testimonies that we get from ladies sharing that, you know, them reading the stories and feeling
Yes.
empowered and feeling motivated. You know, that really is a testament to your story can help impact someone else's.
That's right.
So it's such an honor and a gift to share this experience with 20 other ladies, my
Oh,
sister, yourself
all these
included.
amazing ladies.
I'm just excited about the continuous opportunities that we have.
Yes. Well, I will tell you all who are watching, some of you have asked, why didn't I hear about this, collaboration? Look on our platforms, because it's going to come back around again that we're going to do another project. And so if you want to be in the know of it, reach out to us and we will make sure that when that time comes that we will involve you all. Because I think that we are ready to start moving on to the next project. I know that we need to get together for a book signing. We have a few of us have been together in a room, not all of us. I can't wait until all of us are together in one room. That's going to be really excited. So for those of you who watch tonight, are you ready for change? I know that I am, but I do know that with change, it takes processes, it takes purpose, it takes patience, and it definitely takes prayer. And, we kind of highlighted Esther tonight. Esther felt like she was unqualified, but God is rearranging the pieces of our lives for a greater revelation of purpose. Your past and pain and even silence may be a part of the divine setup for a breakthrough. So like you said earlier, Zipporah, maybe being quiet, just like, why is nothing happening? Why is nothing going on? But yet there's things going on in the spirit realm. Women are being reconfigured emotionally, healed from past traumas. I'm just praying for those women who need to be healed from things and that God is reconfiguring that. It may be something that you didn't share with anyone. It may be something that you did share, but that he's healing you from those areas. I love how we're having more talks about therapy.
Yes.
Therapy is not something that's like foreign in our community, in our Christian community anymore. Vocationally, new roles. We're being called into new roles. So we're talking about that too. And spiritually, awaken to new levels of authority and discernment, maturity, growth, grace, all those good things. So what can we look for from you, Zipporah? Because you got some things coming up and we want to support you.
I thank you so much. Coming from me, up and coming, I will be doing another vision planning event. I am be on the lookout for that for September. I had a vision planning event in May. Now, a lot of people when they hear vision planning, they're like, "Isn't that just around the first of the year?" Well, it's already June.
Yeah.
And let me ask you, those visions that you had and you put on your vision board in January, have you started them or are you almost there? And 9 times out of 10, people start, but they have not made a strategy or a plan to really get there. And so we really dive into the planning, and I provide some strategies, and I even have an ebook that will become available. It's a vision planning guide, so be on the lookout for that. I will be sharing that link with you, Farah, so that you can also share it with others. I am, so I said the vision planning event in September.
And you do your live
And then,
YouTubes. You do your live YouTubes as well. So let's share about that. Not YouTube, Instagram.
yes, I do live Instagram on Mondays. The art of intention, the art of intention professional development edition. So I talk about different professional skills that you can continue to improve upon, because regardless of what area in life you're in, whether it is career, whether it's personal, whether it's spiritual, there is something that we can all improve upon. So I share different strategies, tips, and topics on Mondays.
Awesome.
So you can find me at Zipporah, ZIPPORAH.IM, and that's on Instagram.
Yes, and I'm going to be sure to share this in the description. I'm going to put this up on YouTube. You guys can watch this again. It'll be on TikTok, YouTube. We'll share it to Instagram. I need to get better with Instagram. And then, of course, if you're in your car and you want to listen to me and support and listen to this again, because I'm going to listen to it again and again and again. So I can't wait. And I appreciate you so much for jumping on. Thank you for your yes. For this, the season of read,
Absolutely.
the power of read. This series is almost over. I'm gonna make sure I share the ladies' information again, so you can go back and watch all the episodes. I was actually looking at some of them last night as I was uploading some into the platforms, and I was like, oh my gosh, it blessed me so much. Consuela, I recorded with her last week. It was so good. Dr. Kayo, Rachel, Patricia, Crystal. I mean, gosh, you ladies have been powerhouses. You all are powerhouses.
This has definitely been a treasure and a treat. And I just want to leave the audience with this, whether you are watching this live or watching this as a replay. Reconfiguring does not mean you need to restart. It means you are going to take the pieces that you already have and position them, align them, create harmony with where you already are. You're not broken in life. You're just trying to figure out how you can make it better. Mindset is everything. How you change your mind, how you look at things, change your perspective. Before you doubt, I want you to really contemplate how you can look at that in a positive light. Remember, the glass is not half empty, it's half full. I thank you guys so much for joining us
Thank
tonight.
you.
Sarah, thank you so much for this
Thank you.
opportunity. Sarah, you living in your dream and doing your goals.
Oh,
You share your platform. You are already on your journey, as am I, and we get to partner together on this experience and many more
yeah.
to come. This has been phenomenal.
It's
Keep
so much
doing what
fun.
you are doing.
Thank
It's
you.
growing. Favor is here and is here to stay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Zipporah. I can't wait for us to get together again. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with us. And reach out to Zipporah on her platforms. I will have them in the description. Reach out to her. She wants to hear from you. Jump onto her Instagram live on Mondays, The Art of Intentionality. And listen, we want to hear from you. So everybody have a wonderful night. Thank you,
Have a
Zipporah.
great
Love
night.
you.
And if this resonated with you, please let us know in the comments.
Yes,
What were your
please.
takeaways from this? Reconfiguring
Yes.
your positioning, you are aligning, and that's what this is about. So thank you guys so much.
Thank
Have a great
you.
evening.
Have a good night.
Hey, did you enjoy tonight's conversation with Zipporah Redding Christian on the power of reconfiguring? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to pick up your copy of the Successful Women's Devotional.